out.
Imagine you are watching a ghost movie. What if the ghost joins with you to watch the movie? At the beginning of the movie we see a young girl waking up. She got scared by seeing the dead body next to her. An old woman named Eva enters the room with a knife. She has a broken ankle. The little girl tackles the woman to the ground. She struggles to run as Eva holds her feet. Eva gets the knife to stab the little girl, but she ends up stabbing her hand. She runs to the door, but it's locked. Then she finds a hole in the wall. When she again wakes up, she was tied to a chair, Eva combing her hair. She was sitting at a dinner table full of disfigured children. She screams out loud. The door opens and reveals a group of villagers looking for the children. The villagers doubt that Eva took the children. They find a hidden door behind the closet. As the little girl's eyes are about to be gouged out, the villagers find them. Eva keeps claiming that the kids are her children. The villagers cry and beat up Eva. They hang Eva and yell at her angrily. A film production team is watching in the theater. It turns out, Eva's story is a film set. A female staff leaves the theater and sees the director in the staircase. They discussing the film. The director mentions that he will edit the scene where they hung Eva. Staff receives a phone call, and the director leaves. Inside the theater the film is still playing. When she returned to the theater, no one was there. The film plays the hanging scene. She hears a noise and starts to be frightened. The staff is about to run out of the theater. The movie stops playing. She see a shadow of a person hanging from ceiling. Next we see Sam, who works as an operator in the theater. Sam and his coworker talking about the film. Name of the movie is Revengeful Spirit, and it's going to be released next week. Then a guy named Max comes over there and we see that they are planning to leak the movie before its release. Max gives him his share of money and leaves from there with the reels. In the locker, we see Sam with a girl named Pink. Then Max comes over there and interrupts the moment. Today is Pink's birthday. They celebrate Pink's birthday by drinking. She decides to leave early. Sam follows her while waiting for a taxi. He tries to talk about her watch, but she tells him to forget about it and leaves. He goes back into the projection room and plays the film. Max illegally records it. While the film is playing, he listens to the match he bet on, and looks at the pawnshop receipt for Pink's watch. He remembers what happened between two of them. They used to be a couple. She saw him take her watch to buy drugs, and they fought. This results in Sam hurting her, causing a wound on her forehead. The next day he wakes up alone in the theater. He runs down to see if Max is there, but the theater is empty. He finds the camera and checks the footage. Pink enters and asks Sam why he's there. She is also looking for Yod, because they noticed that he returned the wrong film reel. They worry that he is committing film piracy. He enters the projection room and locks it. He rewinds the footage from the camera, and sees that Max was trying to escape from someone. Co-worker informs Sam that he won all the matches he bet on. He instructs him to redeem his prizes and Pink's watch. Sam goes to Max's apartment, but no one answers. He notices that the door is open, and he enters. He calls out Max, but no one is there. He notices a strange footprints. He follows this and sees it coming from the closet. He opens the doors, only to find some clothes. When he was leaving from there, two men asks Sam about Max. They're the ones who asked them to record the film. They threaten Sam, and he tries to re-record the movie for them. He gets to the scene where the child is missing, and her brother notices the footprints coming out of the closet. Sam realizes that the prints are similar to those he saw in Max's apartment. He calls Max. He hears the phones ringing coming from inside the theater. He searches for the phone in the seats, then realizes that the ringing is coming from the speakers. Max is now inside the film with his eyes gouged out. Then he comes home where he is very upset. He hears some sound from the bathroom. When he goes there he sees footprints, and then he sees behind the screen Eva, who is combing her hair. When he removes the screen, there is no one there. Now the next day, when he goes to the theater, he sees the poster of the movie which says that it's based on a horrifying true story. He again watches the recording of the camera. He sees Eva in one frame, which makes him very worried. Then when he looks out of his window, He sees Eva in the theater. Then he goes to the theater and starts moving towards the seat, but that seat is empty. Meanwhile, Pink is noticing him and she follows him. She finds his camera and sees the recording in it. She thinks that he has copied the movie for drugs and asks if Max is also involved in it. On which he tells her that Max is dead. He says that there is something in the movie and he thinks the ghost in the movie is for real. But Pink could not believe his words. Then he says that since he has seen this movie, he is seeing her everywhere. He stops her to watch the movie or else she will end up like him. Pink gets angry and leaves from there. While Sam sitting in the theater, his co-worker comes there and gives him a bag, and in it Pink's watch. The watch falls from his hand and we see that Eva is sitting next to him. He gets very scared and starts running from there. He gets into an elevator, and it gets stuck. He screams and asks for help. Eva is behind him hanging from the ceiling. When the guard opens the lift, Sam is lying inside and he is having a panic attack. Pink goes to his place and takes care of him. She tells that he must have overdosed, but they tell her that Sam hasn't used any drugs since they broke up. She looks up the film title on the internet, and learns that the cast and crew suffered a curse. She also finds out about Eva, who captured the children 30 years ago and got their eyes. Sam wakes up from a bad dream and sees Pink. They talk about the film and curse, concluding that they have to burn the Eva's body, to end the curse. The next day, they are on a bus to Eva's town. Finally they find the house and start searching for Eva's body. They move a closet, where Eva's hidden room is supposed to be, but it isn't there. Suddenly the ceiling fan falls, and Sam himself falls in a basement in an attempt to save Pink. Then when he wakes up, he sees the same movie set and the rope on which Eva was hanged, and suddenly someone starts banging the door loudly. Sam gets a little scared, but it is Pink. She asks him to walk out of there. Then another Pink appears from the hole in the ceiling with a rope. The girl who was holding his hand was actually Eva. After this we see Sam and Pink in the hospital. Doctor asks them what both of them were doing in that house. Pink says that they had gone to collect information for the news of Eva's death, but the doctor tells them that Eva is not dead, which they both are surprised to hear. Then the doctor tells that, when the villagers hanged Eva, the police reached there at the right time and saved her life. They see her in a psychiatric hospital. Now they start thinking that Eva is alive. Then who was Sam saw? Just then, Sam looks at the poster of the movie and says that this is the woman he saw. After this they break into the production house. There Sam gets a camera, which on playing allows him to watch the behind the scenes of the film, in which the hanging scene of Eva about to be shot. The director was getting more and more frustrated as they did many takes, so his assistant goes and scolds the actress and asks her to act properly. Now they shoot the scene again and this time the director seemed happy with her performance, but only then they noticed that her safety wire was broken, and she was actually suffocating. They all take her down, but by now it was too late. She was dead. Sam starts going somewhere and tells Pink that, if he doesn't come by tomorrow then she should not go to the theater and watch the movie. He tells her that the scene in which Eva dies in the movie is for real and whoever watches that scene will die. Then he gives her watch and leaves from there. He goes to the theater and sets the reel on fire, but the reel was still there. He sets the reel on fire again and again. He gets scared seeing Eva there. He starts running away from there. Then he sees Pink there and starts going after her, but then Pink comes running from behind. She sees Sam going after someone and she also starts going after him, but the door closes. Sam looking for Pink at the theater, where the movie Revengeful Spirit is going on. An Eva death scene is playing on the screen and suddenly she disappears from the screen. As soon as he turns back, she attacks him and asks him if he really wants to see her die. Sam somehow manages to free himself and runs away, but Eva tries to attack him. Sam runs behind a door but notices that he has reached the room where Eva had died. Then Pink also comes to theater and now she was seeing Sam on the screen. Sam finds the dead bodies of all the crew members of the movie in that house. Eva comes from behind and starts taking out his eyes. Seeing this, Pink starts crying. On the release date, a lot of people come to watch it. The film plays, and Pink's body is now inside Eva's house, and then comes the death scene of Eva in which she dies, and then suddenly raises her head and says, "Do you really wanna see me die?" And the movie ends here.